So I'm a neuroscientist. Over the years of discovering how differently the brain can connect, however, I have been exposed to the biology of education. Typically, the brain shows one set of connections, which is why a supposedly traditional method of instruction does not take effect. What we are trying to do in UNESCO is to celebrate this difference and bring it to our understanding and sometimes even use it to try and improve methods of instruction in the normal world or in the so-called traditional world. There is one section of parents who's aware and is sitting in this auditorium, but there are a number of parents out there who are not aware of these factors, which is why an important mandate for us is making the invisible visible. An important mandate that we have is to be able to build educational programs or learning differences, but also empower schools, teachers, and parents. And here, as people in the 21st century, it is important that we pay attention to validated or evidence-based information. It might begin to sound a little medical or objective, if I may say so. But one of our understanding of neuroscience has been, if you are able to identify the need of the child, it is much better and much easier to design a remediation or to provide the right remediation. We also want to nurture and celebrate what the child is equipped with and to make him or her more confident to do. An important part is integration. Okay? How do we ensure that these talents can actually be brought back and leveraged to be able to translate it into something much bigger? And one of the ways where UNESCO plans to do this is to actually try and bring in people who have these special talents as part of the organization. UNESCO organized what they called the Unlearn Workshop last April, which was my first introduction to UNESCO-MGIEP 2, which was the first workshop in New Delhi at the scale at which it was done, where more than 450 teachers actually came in for a session given by multiple experts from across the world on what are the different challenges that learning disabilities or children with learning differences face and how might they be encountered. The recent issue of a magazine that is brought out by UNESCO called Blue Dot focuses primarily on discussing different aspects of these. What are the kinds of techniques and approaches that people have used from across the world which have been scientifically proven to have an impact? Can we set up communities and spaces where people can create such information, exchange such information, can engage in discussion? I was originally a scientist at the National Brain Research Center, where most of our work focused on trying to develop tools in Indian languages, which have been validated and standardized across the country. Right now, they're available in Hindi, Marathi, Kannada, and English. Over our work with dyslexia, we have come to realize that a number of children who are doing or who are finding difficulties with English do very well with Hindi. And there my only advice is, can we first develop and get the child to get comfortable in Hindi or the native language? It could be Marathi, it could be Gujarati. Once that basis is laid, you can scaffold on that. That learning transfers. Okay? So what the child has been able to do in Hindi, he will very soon be able to do in English. Okay? No teacher training program tells the teacher, this is how the brain connections change. This is how the child actually comes in with spoken language. Now you are empowering the child to take the spoken language and map it to a set of symbols to be able to expand vocabulary, to be able to learn to read. But the brain has something beautiful. It has neuroplasticity. It can change. So how do we train teachers into programs whereby they become aware of these. And we are working very hard on trying to build some really solid teacher training programs